What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, J&O, and welcome to my team for Game Week 26, Points and Performance, where we look at how my players did in double Game Week 25 and see if there are any changes we need to make, who should stay in the side for Game Week 26 in the Fantasy Premier League. But let's get on with the video, and we are looking first at how my team did overall. Now, I managed to get 69 points from the double game week, which isn't a great score. The average was 65, it's just 4 above the average. And it saw me drop in rank to 15,660th. However, I've seen a lot bigger drops in rank by some people, so I can't be too upset with it. Bringing in Aguero did kind of mitigate the mistakes made elsewhere, aka triple captaining Sane.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
However, there were some good performances to take some positives from, and to be honest, the team isn't looking too bad. And if I only make one transfer, I have 2 transfers to make going into Game Week 27, which has a blank. And also by that point, the FA Cup draw should have been made and the Game Week 31 blank should be more certain. The performance for me, there were quite a few people that actually got returns. We had Ben Foster, Matt Doherty and Wan-Bissaka in my defence. Of course, I've gone and ruined the Liverpool defence with Andrew Robertson in my side now. And then we had Paul Pogba in midfield, the only midfielder really to return anything of significance, even beating my triple captain Sane. And then up front, we did have returns from every single one of my strikers. Of course, Aguero getting the hat-trick against Arsenal. He was my vice-captain. If Sane didn't play against Everton, this game would be looking so much different.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But then Raul Jimenez also getting returns. Raul Jimenez has been an absolute gem in my side. And Marcus Rashford also getting on to the end of that Paul Pogba assist to get me some more points. So overall, not the best game week, but it could have been worse. I did consider bringing in different Man City options, so very happy that I brought in Sergio Aguero. So if we go into a bit more detail into the performance, we start off with the goalkeepers and defenders. We had Ben Foster at 4.6 million. He's been slowly ticking over clean sheet points for me and save points, getting 8 points in this game from 90 minutes played, with also 1 bonus point and 4 saves, with a clean sheet, of course, being the majority of his points. So thank you, Ben Foster. He has been very good for me since bringing him in for Matt Ryan. It's just a shame that Button didn't keep his starting role for a little bit longer. But potentially, I'll be having to try and just navigate with one goalkeeper up until I wildcard, which is unfortunate. But then we also have Andrew Robertson, a big disappointment with that Liverpool game. 1-1, not really the fireworks we were all expecting it to be, and of course, with it being 1-1, Andrew Robertson conceded, getting no clean sheet. Did have 2 penalty area touches and 1 attempt on goal, but that isn't really the returns we expect from Andrew Robertson. But then Wan-Bissaka and Matt Doherty came to the rescue. Wan-Bissaka now at 4.6 million. He's been one of the stars of this season for me. 5 points from 90 minutes played, a clean sheet. Yes, he got his obligatory yellow card, but 3 penalty area touches. That's 1 more than Andrew Robertson, and 1 chance created when Andrew Robertson didn't create any. So I'm really liking the look of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It's just a shame next year he won't be 4 million. And then we have Matt Doherty at 5.3 million. Again, returning an assist. He's just an attacking outlet in that Wolves side right now. 5 points from 90 minutes played. 1 penalty area touch, but it doesn't matter. He managed to get that penalty, and it was in a game week where I really needed the points from as many different places as possible. We move on to the midfield, and this is going to be very brief, unfortunately, because Fraser, Salah and Sane all did absolutely nothing. Now, I feel like Fraser is suffering because Wilson is out, David Brooks is out. I feel like potentially his deliveries aren't getting the kind of reaction that Callum Wilson would have been giving them. So I am a bit worried about Fraser, but the reason he's there is because it's very likely he'll be playing in blank game week 31. So 6.1 million, I thought let's start preparing now, and I do still have the heavy hitters elsewhere. 2 points from 90 minutes played. Penalty area touches was actually 7, 2 attempts, 1 from inside the box and 1 chance created as well. But from chance creation machine Ryan Fraser, 1 chance created in the game isn't ideal, and of course it is Liverpool next. We then have Leroy Sane, triple captain Leroy Sane. I don't have much luck with the triple captain chip, but to be honest, the way I see it is the triple captain chip is a punt, and if you get it right, it's amazing. If you don't get it right, it's not really the most effective chip of the season unless you get lucky. And I didn't get lucky, I got very unlucky, and had I realised so many people around me were triple captaining Sane, I would have gone Aguero, and that would have been epic. But we move on, we dust ourselves off. Like I always say, it is a game. We want to do as well in the game as possible, of course. But I'm still ranked in around the 15,000k mark, so I can't complain. Sane 1 point, 58 minutes played, 8 penalty area touches, 1 attempt on goal, and only 1 chance created. His attempt on goal, not from inside the box or on target. And then we had Mohamed Salah, 13.6 million. Liverpool seem to be slowing down. This is a bit of a worry because 13.6 million in one player who is in a side that don't look like the attacking threat they were over the Christmas period. I'm starting to worry a bit. 2 points from 90 minutes played, 8 penalty area touches, 4 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box, 2 on target. That isn't too bad, but there was no point returns. But there is no chance I'm taking him out before playing Bournemouth. And then Paul Pogba, the saviour of the midfield, 8.7 million, 7 points, 90 minutes played, 1 assist, 1 bonus point. 2 chances created, 1 big chance created. Paul Pogba just looks like a new man in that Man United side. Him and Rashford look pretty nailed on. And unless I need to get rid of them for blanks or doubles or anything like that, they look like they're staying in my side. They just offer great value. And right now it seems like they're in everyone's side. So if you don't have them, then it can hurt you when they do score. Now moving on to the forwards, and we have Raul Jimenez, Sergio Aguero and Marcus Rashford. Now Raul Jimenez and Marcus Rashford have been in form, they've been returning. Sergio Aguero was brought in for this game week, and now he's gone and got a hat-trick, which makes it harder to transfer him back to Aubameyang, to be fair. With Man City chasing the title, do I think Pep is going to favour Sergio Aguero over Gabriel Jesus? I would lean towards yes. Part of me is thinking maybe Aguero is the one to keep and I move Sane on. But if we look to the performances actually made by these players, Raul Jimenez, first of all, 6.6 million, 9 points from 88 minutes played, 1 goal, 3 bonus points, 3 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, 1 from inside the box, which was on target and resulted in the goal, which was a big chance. 2 chances created as well, with 1 big chance being created. Raul Jimenez brings goal threat and assist threat. So Raul Jimenez, despite the fact of me not wanting to have the template, it's going to be very hard to move on for anyone else. So Raul Jimenez most likely staying in the side. Sergio Aguero, 11.4 million. He was a punt for the double game week. He was the correct choice as far as transfer being brought in. So positives, at least I brought in the right player. Raheem Sterling, of course, would have been decent as well. But I'm happy that I did transfer him in, because if I hadn't, the game week would have looked very different. 19 points from 160 minutes played. 3 goals, 3 bonus points, 13 penalty area touches, 6 attempts on goal, 5 from inside the box, 4 on target, and 3 big chances. Those kind of underlying stats make me lean towards transferring out Leroy Sané more. And then Marcus Rashford, 7.7 million, 7 points from 77 minutes played, 1 goal, 1 bonus point, 6 penalty area touches, 5 attempts on goal, 4 from inside the box, 3 on target and 2 big chances. Marcus Rashford looks like a very confident man at the moment and someone I definitely want to keep in my side at 7.7 million. So we look at my Game Week 26 lineup, and to be fair, it doesn't look too shady. We have Ben Foster in goal against Everton. Everton don't exactly seem like the informed side at the moment, so I'm hoping for another clean sheet from Ben Foster there. It is at home against Everton, so hopefully Watford can get the job done there. We then have a 4-man defence, purely because with Roberto Pereira being a doubt, my bench and my other options aren't that great. We have Matt Doherty, Robertson, Wan-Bissaka and Digne against Newcastle at home, Bournemouth at home, West Ham at home and Watford away. Now, it would be nice to have a 0-0 draw in this Watford versus Everton game, because then that's clean sheets for 2 of my players and goalkeeper and defence. However, if someone's going to score, I would like it to be Digne, but it is Everton away. It is Marco Silva against his old club though, which may put a bit more behind it than usual. But then we do have Doherty against Newcastle at home. Hopefully Wolves can keep a clean sheet and Doherty gets another attacking return. Robertson, please get a clean sheet against Bournemouth, just please. An attacking return would be lovely. And then Wan-Bissaka, we always have hope for Wan-Bissaka to get some points. And of course he can always get bonus points when they still concede. Then in midfield at the moment we have Sane against Chelsea, Salah against Bournemouth and Pogba against Fulham. Only Pogba is away. Hopeful for Pogba and Salah against the sides they're playing. Hopeful for points there. Sane may be transferred out. I'm not really sure I want 2 people playing against Chelsea. However, Sane is a bit of a conundrum for me because he's done really well for me recently. However, watching that Everton game, he was far out wide. And it seems to me he's the type of player that can either be heavily involved in a game or hardly there at all. And Sergio Aguero just feels like, after watching that game, a more secure pick. So we'll see what happens with Sane. But then Aguero, Jimenez and Rashford up front. Aguero, of course, against Chelsea as well, but I don't want to use 2 transfers. Jimenez against Newcastle, hopeful again, like Doherty. And Rashford against Fulham, again, very hopeful. And on the bench, we've got Button against Burnley at home, but he looks like he's lost his starting place. Pereira looks like a concern for the Everton game. Fraser against Liverpool, unlikely to put him in with the news around injuries with David Brooks and Callum Wilson. And then Schindler's one I would like to change, but I don't think it's going to happen this game week. Anyway guys, hopefully that has given you an insight to my team and will help you go forward in your fantasy Premier League season. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, as well as hitting that notification bell if you want to get notified when my videos go live. And with all that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.